This is my first attempt at a robotic vehicle. What I've done is hooked up an Arduino microcontroller board to a motor driver, which is an H-bridge type motor driver. The wheels on the rear, the yellow wheels, are hooked up to motors. The front red wheels are just free spinning wheels. And everything's running off of a 6-volt battery that goes into the motor driver, which has a 5-volt output, a modified output, which I'm using to power the Arduino. Right now it's just set up as a prototype. That's why everything's hooked up on the breadboard with wires running everywhere. Let's see if I can get underneath here. This is a shot of the motors on the rear wheels. And also what I've done is hooked it up so that everything is running off of a nunchuck from a Nintendo Wii system. So right now I've got the code written so that the robot will operate off the thumb joystick, and you notice a couple buttons on the front. If I press one of these buttons and move this around, it's set up to operate a remote control camera system, which is not yet mounted on there. So you can hear the buzzing. I think that's coming from the motor driver. I've got some problems with it at this point. Right now, the way I've got it set up is it's set like a tank track type drive system where the right and left motors turn independently. If I push the joystick forward, they'll both drive forward. If I push it in reverse, they both go in reverse. In theory, I thought that if I pushed it off to the right, one of the motors would spin faster than the other, and it would go off and turn towards the right. It's not working though, so let me give it a shot. I'll show by going forward. So it'll go forward, and it'll go in reverse, but you can hear the motor stop when I turn to the right, and it wants to turn to the right. Got some lights here. Push it in reverse. So that's what I've got so far. Again, just a prototype, and I've got some bugs to work out. I can't quite figure out why it's not turning, but it may just be the way I've got it set up. Maybe the robotic options or robotic systems don't work like that. And again, I'm no expert, it's just my experiment here. So I'm going to play with it a little bit more, and probably what I'm going to end up having to do is change the front wheels to some sort of a steering system like on a standard remote control dune buggy. Forward and reverse.